Hello friends! Today I'm gathering everyone in front of the screen who wants to multiply their money but is brooding over the question, when is this actually going to happen? We're going to talk about that mysterious financial power that even Einstein called the eighth wonder of the world, the Rule of 72. This rule, which financiers hide behind fancy charts and mathematicians explain with complex logarithms, is actually a compass as simple as child's play. The Rule of 72 is a wonderful method that allows you to instantly find exactly how many years it will take for your principal to double based on the annual rate of return you receive. Most people invest but don't know when they will truly reach their goal. However, in the world of finance, hope is not a strategy. It is just the decorated version of uncertainty. The Rule of 72 allows you to see the bottom of that dark well instead of just hoping. Let's get to the math. Get your pen and paper ready. You take the number 72 and divide it by your annual rate of return. The result is the number of years required for that money to double. For example, you have $100,000 on the side and you put this money into an investment vehicle that provides a 12% annual return. Let's calculate it immediately. 72 divided by 12 equals 6. This means that without doing anything, just by waiting patiently, your $100,000 will become $200,000 in 6 years. If you are patient for another 6 years, it will be $400,000. If another 6 years pass, it will be $800,000. The real magic here is not in the numbers themselves, but in that massive power of compound interest spread over time. I can almost hear those curious voices asking, well, why 72 and not 70? Actually, the mathematical truth of this is 69.3. But we are not in a laboratory. We are in the middle of life. The number 72 is perfectly divisible by 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 12. And thanks to this incredible practicality, it allows you to calculate in your mind within seconds. The human brain thinks linearly and considers that small 4% difference between 8% and 12% insignificant. But when we apply the rule, we see the truth like a slap in the face. At an 8% return, your money doubles in 9 years. While at 12%, it doubles in 6 years. That seemingly small difference either steals exactly 3 years from your life or gifts you 3 years. Of course, there is also the painful dark side of the coin, friends. The Rule of 72 is not just your friend, it is also the favorite weapon of your archenemy, inflation. If you are not evaluating your money in an investment, if it's just sitting idle in a checking account or under the mattress, this rule starts calculating not when your money will double, but when your purchasing power will drop by half. Let's say inflation in the country is 20%. When we divide 72 by 20, we get approximately 3.6 years. This means the purchasing power of the money in your pocket today will drop to half of today's value in 3 years. If you can buy a whole loaf of bread today, it means you will only be able to buy half a loaf 3 years later. The most painful truth this rule whispers to us is this: if you are not protecting your money from inflation, you are setting your own future on fire with your own hands. Not taking a risk is actually taking the biggest risk, because in a world with inflation, cash is no different from a block of ice melting slowly in your hand. If your rate of return is not running faster than inflation, that snowball is melting before you can even roll it. In short, friends, the Rule of 72 is not just a simple mathematical formula. It is the calendar of your freedom. It is a massive reality that shows whether time is working for you or consuming you a little more every second. You too can create your own freedom calendar by aiming to multiply your money at the speed of light with high-yield vehicles in the long run while building your investment strategy. We are taking those vague dreams of "I hope one day" and turning them into a freedom calendar with set dates that works like clockwork. Creating your own freedom calendar is actually about getting the financial wind at your back and making your money work overtime for you. If you're ready, take a sip of your coffee and let's look step by step at how we will draw that calendar to survive within the financial system. The first and most shocking step in creating your freedom calendar is facing the facts. Look at the money in your account today and ask yourself this honest question. What is the doubling time of my money? If you don't know the answer to this question, unfortunately, you don't have a plan yet. If this period is over 20 years in your calculation, sorry friends, the inflation monster has already added you to its dinner list. Because if your money is under the mattress or in a non-interest-bearing checking account, the rule of 72 calculates when your purchasing power will drop by half, not when your money will double. The second step is to build your strategy and assign tasks to your money. You should divide your money into different rates of return. The first page of your calendar should have an emergency fund. The task of the money here is not to grow rapidly, but to be a solid harbor for you on stormy days. Leave this money in safe and calm waters. Maybe it will double in 10-12 years, but knowing that the money is there waiting for you when you are in trouble is your greatest assurance. The third step is to ignite the main engine of your calendar, the growth part. For your long-term goals, like a 20-year retirement fund, you have a long time ahead of you and you are ready to be patient. Right at this point, you should completely release the reins of the rule of 72. You should turn to vehicles that have higher returns, perhaps a bit more aggressive, but will multiply your money at the speed of light: stocks, funds, gold, or real estate. What the vehicle is actually a secondary issue. The first and most important issue is how many years it will take for that investment vehicle to get you to your goal. Remember, in this long journey, even a small-looking increase in return can bring you to your dreams years earlier. The fourth and most critical step, never forget the reality of inflation. In countries living under the shadow of high inflation, the growth of numbers on paper may not mean anything in real life. If the return rate of your investment is not running faster than inflation, that snowball in your hand is melting before you can even roll it. Therefore, while making your calendar, your goal should be not just to double the money, but to protect your purchasing power and provide a return above inflation. And the last step is to pass the patience test. Compound interest requires patience. Most people draw that big calendar but throw in the towel in the first few years. When their money doubles in the first 6 years, they think it's too slow, say, "Is this what I waited for?" and withdraw the money to buy a shiny toy of the day, a new car, or a phone. When you don't do this, you turn that massive reality, which shows whether time is working for you or consuming you every second in your favor. When you apply all these steps, you will sleep much more comfortably at night because your money will continue to work for you even while you sleep. Now, instead of saying, "I hope one day," you will know exactly that magic day on the calendar. Remember, friends, time is the only thing you cannot buy, and it is your most valuable capital. Take care of it. We are putting the question that burns everyone's pocket on the table about the inflation monster. So how will we gird our swords against this monster and protect our purchasing power? In our sources, the main tools listed to stop this erosion and get the wind at your back are stocks, mutual funds, gold, and real estate. Additionally, in today's digital world, cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum, appear as modern investment tools that can be used in this war. But wait, zoom in on the screen a bit here, because I'm going to give you a secret worth its weight in gold. The most crucial point of this business is actually not hidden in the name of the vehicle. What vehicle you choose is actually a secondary issue. I'm not saying it's unimportant, don't get me wrong, but the first and most vital issue is how many years that vehicle will take to reach your goal and whether its return can beat inflation. In a world where we live under the shadow of high inflation, the growth of numbers only on paper may not mean anything in real life. If the return rate of the stock fund or real estate you choose stays slower than the running speed of inflation, unfortunately, that massive snowball will melt away before you even have a chance to roll it. So in summary, friends, there is no such myth as the single best tool. The important thing is to keep a portion of your money in safe waters as an emergency fund for stormy days, while While investing the main part, you want to grow into high-yield vehicles like stocks, gold, funds, or real estate and turning the rule of 72 in your favor. Remember, not taking a risk is setting your own future on fire with your own hands and is actually taking the biggest risk in life. You know, we always talked about the rule of 72 to multiply our money at the speed of light and to defeat the inflation monster. But when it comes to the emergency fund, the rules of the game and our goal change completely. So how will we apply the rule of 72 for this fund? Actually, the answer is quite clear: by changing the expectation and prioritizing safety, not speed. The main task of the money in the emergency fund is not to grow like crazy or to buy you yachts and villas in a short time. Its main task is to be a rock-solid harbor for you on stormy days. Therefore, you need to leave this money not in those aggressive waves with high returns but high risk, but in extremely safe and calm waters. Since this is the case, that is, keeping the risk at a minimum and taking safety to the peak, the rate of return naturally remains more modest. When you apply the rule of 72 to the fund in this safe harbor, don't let the results surprise you. Doubling your money may take a much longer time, like 10-12 years. I can almost hear those justified rebellions saying, wait, weren't we going to multiply our money quickly with the rule of 72? Isn't 10-12 years too long? You're right, it's long, but the purpose of this money's existence is not to earn you extra money anyway, but to keep you on your feet against the unexpected slaps of life. In short, friends, don't let that long doubling period you encounter while applying the rule of 72 to your emergency fund ever scare you or steer you away from your strategy. Because this fund is your only true assurance to survive within this wild financial system. You should leave the task of rapid growth and multiplying money at the speed of light to your other investments, such as a 20-year long-term retirement fund. Even if your emergency fund gives you long years in the rule of 72 formula, it should stand in a safe castle, accessible at any moment, where you say, let it grow slowly, it's my life boy. Remember, friends, every money, every piggy bank has a different task in investment. The emergency fund is your defense line, not your offense. Take care of your money and your time, because properly managed time is your most valuable capital. Come on then, now is the time to turn time in your favor. Because time is the only thing you cannot buy. But when managed correctly, it is your most valuable capital. Thank you for joining Catalyst Power. See you in new episodes, friends. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and click the like button.